Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. My name is Wakamuja Shahri. I'm the student ID 230180202. Today, I would like to present my material. Is defining groups, understanding groups through language. In this presentation, I will explain how social linguistics define social groups and why understanding this group is important when we study language in society. And I will also discuss about three concepts in the defining group. The first one is speech community, the second is social network, and the last is communities of practice. Okay, let's see to the first explaining. Okay. The first is about why is it important to understand group in language. Language function like identity marker for someone. So language is just not about talking with each other, but language can show how who the person, the identities like that. The way people speak can show where they come from, where they are interacting with, and which social groups they belong to. For example, accent, word choice, or even pronunciation patterns can immediately signal someone's background or community. For social linguistics, identifying group is a very important step for research because researchers must know who the speakers are and what kind of groups they form and how those groups influence like language behavior. So this topic help us understand how linguists classify speaker group and analyze language use in real social context. In this division group, we have three key concepts. The first one is speech communities, and the second is social networks, and the last is communities of practice. Each concept focuses on different aspects of social interaction, but all of them help explain the relationship between language and society. Okay, first we talk about speech community. A speech community refers to a group of people who share not only the same language but um, also share norms and rules about how language should be used. So it's not just about speaking the same language, but also about agreeing or impolite language in the communities and appropriate or correct like that. For example, in my place, especially in Riau, I use aku kau in daily conversation, but uh, in other communities or other some place it's not polite. uh, it's like for example in Padang, when I talk with my friends use aku kau, and she said that in this place aku kau is not polite like that. This from the example we know this show that norms of language use differ across communities, right? And the another example, like in American English, water is often pronounced with a flap T, sounding like water, but in British English, T is usually written or not clearly pronunciation. For example, water, like that. So, from two example, we know that, and we know this show the what matters in a speech community is not only how people speak, but also how they evaluate different ways of speaking in their communities. Okay, move about social network. The second concept is social networks. Social networks focus on how individuals are connected through social relationships, such as you with friendship, such as a friendship, families, or professional connection. For example, a motorcycle group or a mother social group, and another example is a football or soccer team. In social network, we can be divided into types. The first one is dense network, and the second is loose network. Let's see this dense network. Dense network are groups where members know each other very well and interact frequently. I mean, it's like you with your friend, alright? You always talk with them frequently and sering lah bisa dibilang. For and then maybe with with your family in home, and maybe you with your neighbor in your environmental. Yeah, let's move. Another hand is and on other hand, talk about loose networks. Consists of people who are not closely connected. For example, someone who is involved in different communities such as music, sport, and volunteering. Because they interact with many different groups, their language use tends to be more various and flexible. Okay, more about community of practice, which is my favorite part because I take example from my daily experience, my experience. The concept of communities of practice was introduced by Leif and Wenger in 1991. It refers to groups that are formed through shared activity or practice, not just shared language or relationship. For example, online gaming communities. I think maybe almost people like playing game and which use specific terms such as GGWP. For example, I play PUBG Mobile, use WWCD is mean winner winner chicken dinner, noob, or meta, or good game. And maybe in Mobile Legend we use well played and other terms. And another example is Formula One. As Formula One fans, I noticed that F1 fans often use specific terms like DNF, DRS, pit stop, overtake, Grand Prix, paddock, and green position. These terms are naturally understood when you talk it with F1 fans, but if you talk with people not F1 fans, they don't understand about how about who talk about what you talk. For example, I ever talk with my friend not F1 fans, and then I use the term and they don't understand about it. But if I talk with my friend F1 fans, they understand what I mean like that. This show the language is community of practice reflect shared activities, experience, and identities. Being able to use choice term correctly show membership in the community. Okay, move and shows to social identity and language. Language also plays an important role in construction, right? To show your social identify. Identify is not fixed. It can change depending on social situation and interaction. For example, a student from Padang who study in College Bandung, my radio in Bandung might reduce their regional accent to sound more similar to their peers. This does not mean they lose their identity, but they can adapt they can adapt with the mm, Bandung language and with the accent to the context or situation. And then another example I have lecturer who use formal language in professional meeting or they teach in the class. But the lecturer can switch to casual or slang field language uh, if they talk with their friend or their family in home. Like that. Okay. Next about beliefs about language ideology. Everyone also has beliefs about language, which are known as ideologies. These beliefs often reflect social values and group attitudes. For example, some people believe that a British accent sounds more elegant. For me, I agree with this statement that British accent like more elegant, cool, or prestigious than American accent. I totally agree. When I hear native speaker use British accent, is in my mind it's like, oh, that's cool, like that. And the another example, is the assumption that certain regional dialects are less polite or less correct than standard Indonesian. Yeah, sometimes in the place if kurang orang menggunakan bahasa Indonesianya, jadi dianggap seperti it's not polite like that. So regional dialects are less polite or less correct than standard Indonesia. So it's not it's just assumption by the way. So language uh language is not wrong. I mean, like this belief can influence how people judge other and how they interact socially, even though linguistically, not language variety is actually superior. Like that. Okay, for conclusion for this my material. To conclude, defining social group is challenging but essential in social linguistics because language is always used with a social context, all right? In social context, depending on institution, depending also with station, like, and there are three main to understand social group. The first one, like I explained it before, I explained before, like speech community, which emphasize shared linguistic norms. And the second, we have social network, which focus on patterns of social relationship and communities of practice, which highlight shared activities and practice. This approach show that language is not only a system of rules, but also a social research used to explain belonging identity and social meaning. As individuals move between different groups, they may adjust the way they speak to fit different situation and audience. Therefore, language variation reflects both social structure and personality. So, guys, language is not just uh, to you talk about other people, but language can show your identity. Maybe that's all from me for my material. I hope your understanding of when I am explaining it. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.